Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about cosine rule. Okay, so this is the actual cosine rule. This is also the version in the O-level papers that they give you. Okay, some of you might have another version that starts with cosine A or something, but that version is not given in the O-level. So I'm going to work on this and use this only in this video. Okay, so the first thing you notice is there's so many letters here. My goodness, I got the A, I got the B, I got the C, I got the capital A. So there are actually 4 different letters or variables here. Okay, so let's look at A and B. So these two are length, the length of a triangle. You can see that in this case, B and C are here, 2 lengths of the triangle. Okay, and then I have the angle A. A is over here. Okay, so these two, B and C, and the angle needs to form a V shape over here, a V shape. So it's here, V shape, a V shape here. Okay, with the A in the between. Okay, we call this the so-called the V shape. Okay, then we use the cosine rule when we have the V shape and the side opposite the angle. So I have the V shape here, this and this forms the V shape, and I have the one more side that's the opposite of the angle. That's why we call this capital A and this is the small letter a, much like the sine rule. So the angle and the A needs to be the opposite side. Okay, so this is how we put the numbers in, and that's more or less the cosine rule. Okay, so the question is, how do we use the cosine rule? Okay, in E-math, in fact for cosine rule in general, there's only 2 things you will solve. Okay, so you will either be solving for this little a, which is the length, or you will be solving for this capital A, which is the angle. There's only 2 situations. So let's look at it one by one. Okay, so on the left side, we're going to demonstrate how to solve for A, the length. So in this case, you can see that I have the V shape here. The 6 and 7 and the 55 form a V shape, and then the unknown here is X, which is the A. So how do we form the equation? So we will always start with the angle, the length that is opposite the angle, so X. So in this case, is X squared. Then this B and C will be these 2. That's why the 6 and 7 goes in. And then it's 2BC again. So it's again these 2 numbers. And then cosine the angle. Okay. So now that I've slot everything in, you notice that there's only one unknown, which is the X squared. So what I do is I simply press the calculator. It's very interesting. So let me demonstrate how I do, because in your exam, your working should be the same. You give me the cosine rule, next thing is the answer straight away. So how do I do it? It's very similar to the sine rule. I'm going to press this whole thing in the calculator. Okay, I'm going to do it now. So I have 6 square plus 7 square minus 2 times 6 times 7 times cosine 55. Okay, so I'm pressing everything on the right side here. I get this number. However, this is not the answer yet, because this is X squared. So over here is already X. So what I do is, again, I use the same trick. I square root answer. So I'm going to square root the previous answer. And when I press, I get this final answer, 6.6 something. So that's the answer here. And then of course, I write a bit more. I round off to 3SF. So you can see that in my working, I give the cosine rule, I give the X straight away. Nothing else has marks. So that's what you need to do. So over here, on the right side, I'm solving for angle. So in this case, I'm solving for this angle here. So everything else, I have numbers, except for one unknown in the angle. Okay, so how do we do this? It's very similar. So angle, you can see that I have the V shape. Okay, I got the 7 and 8 and the angle in between. This forms the V shape. Okay, and then the number needs to be opposite the angle. So from the cosine rule, this is our little a. We start here. Okay, so we start here. So it's 9 square. Then this B and C will be 7 and 8, and then minus 2BC, 7 and 8 again, and then cosine X. So you can see that in this case, where is the unknown? The unknown is actually inside the cosine X, which means in order to solve, I need to make cosine x the subject. Now, if your algebra is no good, this is where you die. Okay, so I need to make cosine x the subject. Look at what's happening here. I'm shifting this negative 2 times 7 times 8 cosine x to the left side. That's why over here is positive, right? It's negative here. I shift to the left side of the equation and I become positive. So the 7 and the 8 square are still on the right side. This 9 square, I'm shifting to the right side. That's why it becomes minus. At this point, I'm pretty close. I want cosine x. I'm left with 2 times 7 times 8. This 3, I'm going to divide down to the other side. So from here, I divide down to the other side, to the denominator. At this point, I'm already done. I have cosine equal to something. I'm going to press calculator and I'm going to cosine inverse. So in the same concept, I'm just going to demonstrate one time. I'm going to press the whole thing over here in the calculator. So that will be 7 square plus 8 square minus 9 square. I go down 2 times 7 times 8. Okay, so I get 2 over 7. So cosine x is equal to 2 over 7. But I want x. So I'm going to do the same trick. I'm going to do cosine inverse answer. And straight away I get the answer. So there will be 73 point something. I write a bit longer. I round off to 1 decimal place because this is an angle. Okay, so this is how you use cosine rule to solve for the length and to solve for the angle. So you can see that there is the key difference between the two types of cosine rule that you're going to solve. Okay, hope you learned something. Thank you and bye bye.